Yo, that story that just dropped, that's holy shit.
I didn't see it. Yeah, see that Nico put it in the text, but I haven't seen the story.
Okay, so the story is real simple.
Well, then should we replace one of our existing, or just do it during the show? If it's simple, let's do it during the show.
I would say it's it's worth replacing.
Are we getting Nico tonight, Tina, or is it just you?
No, it's just me.
All right. Well, then Zach, why don't you do that story in place of the one that I had there for Nico?
Yeah, because it's easier and not 4 pages.
All right. Perfect. Then surprise me. I don't even know what the story is as of yet.
Oh, I'll do it in the intro.
Alrighty. Okay.
Ow, fucker. Fucking fuck. What the fucking fuck is that?
Child. Alright, let's see here. Alright, we ready? You guys know what you want to do for your intros?
I'm doing, yeah, I got mine. I'll do either first or last.
Why don't you go last? You're more likely to stick the landing.
Okay.
Zach, sir.
Hello?
What did you do, sir? You have a problem over there?
Yeah, I just, cut myself.
Aww.
Do you need to get a Band-Aid before we begin?
No, I'm good. Sorry, there was, some metal fragment that just went into my skin. I'm like, ah, fuck! Imagine getting, a metal splinter.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah, and then
I believe that's called a needle.
Yeah, and then you have a friend, then you have a friend that's like, "Wow, what a bitch! Are you okay?"
Yeah, what a bitch. That's what I'm here for. All right, so I'll go first, and Zach, you go in the middle, and Tina, you go at the end.
Okay.
Here we go. Let me just pull up my script. On this episode, starting again. On this episode of the Culture Smash cast, Zach and I saw dinosaurs, and we have words.
The new director for the next James Bond film was just announced.
And Doug Lehman takes a stand.
It's the Culture Smash cast, episode 674 for June the 25th, 2025. I'm Stephen Lackey, editor of the Culture Smash cast. Tina?
I'm Tina Qualls, contributor to Culture Smash cast.
Zachy boy?
I'm Zach. I've seen some shit.
Yeah, and some of it we don't want to know about.
That's a little inside baseball there. I've seen some shit before,
That's true. Join us every Wednesday night live on YouTube and Twitch, starting at around 7 p.m. CDT. Follow us on your favorite platform and engage with us in the comments, because we do answer questions and talk to you as we go through the latest pop culture news, mostly movie stuff.
You should probably update that in the script.
Yeah, one of these days I will. Special thanks to Skinny Mixes for supporting the Culture Smash cast. Skinny Mixes are coffee, cocktail, and dessert syrups that are 0 sugar, 0 calories, and 0 to 2 carbs. Head on over to skinnymixes.com and try some of their drink and dessert syrups, such as the white chocolate, salted dark chocolate, and salted caramel. They also feature a variety of cocktail mixers and water infusions. Spice up your coffee or cocktail with less sugar, calories, and carbs. Use promo code CultureSmash for a 15% discount on your order.
Damn, somebody didn't even mute their phone.
Tina, what have you been up to since last we spoke?
Not much. We haven't had much of a chance to watch anything new. I did watch K-pop Demon Hunters on Netflix.
Oh, man.
And so those songs have been stuck inside my head on repeat.
All right.
It was a cute little movie. I mean, it's Netflix. I'm not expecting, masterpiece. But
yeah.
It was a fun little romp, and Evie was entertained. And honestly, at the end of the day, if I can have 20 minutes where I can just veg out and not have to worry about her pulling the dog's tail or screaming about cookies, hey, it's a win.
We'll take it.
But yeah, other than that, just work and dealing with the fucking heat. So
yeah. Well, one of my TikTok subscribers, Marcus, I can't believe he's not in here already. Watched that movie and said it was really good. He liked it a lot.
Yeah, it's Like I said, it's fun. It's cute.
So I'm going to go with what we've been up to first because I need to tell this story.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
Because it's the best. So last week, among the movie talk community, we were all looking at what was coming out for the Monday Mystery Movie, which is Monday Mystery Movie at Regal and it's Screen Unseen at AMC, but it's the same movie, right?
Yeah.
So apparently the times that Regal gives you are estimated times. They don't give you the exact length of the movie that's going to be showing.
Yeah, so it might be 2 hours and 25 minutes, but the movie is 110.
Yeah. So AMC, on the other hand, gives you the exact runtime of the movie.
So you can pretty much, if you have just a rudimentary knowledge of how to look up runtimes,
well,
it's not what movie it is.
It's not just that. They give you the runtime and the rating.
Oh yeah.
And even sometimes they'll give you a thematic. Like if they're going to be showing some kind of edgy horror movie, like Talk to Me, for example, they're going to tell you this is a horror movie.
You mean Bring Her Back?
I mean, or Bring Her Back. They did that for Talk to Me also.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, same directors. But so among our crowd over on Film Talk, we had already determined what the movie was going to be. That it was going to be, Jurassic World, right? And I was going to see it. And Zach, and here, if you're a normal listener to the show, how Zach has been somewhat refusing to see it. So I thought to myself, it would be funny.
I'm not willingly going to go see this shit.
So I thought to myself, it would be funny for me to just go ahead and reserve my ticket and send the link to Zach and see what would happen. So I just sent him the link.
Of fucking Ubering, like in the middle of the day, I get a text from Steven saying, "Hey, get your seat. You should get the seat."
Yeah, okay. I just sent him a link to my seat.
I'm like, "Oh, it's the mystery movie. Sure, I'll do the mystery movie. I'll get the seat."
And then I get a text later that says, "Man, if this is Megan 2.0," and I'm like, "You're gonna be wishing it was Megan 2.0, bitch."
So I go to the Regal Unlimited subreddit, and people always guess what it's going to be. And I go, it's that Monday morning, and everyone in that thread is like, "It's Jurassic World," and I'm like, "How the fuck did they know that?" Apparently, on Twitter, the director and some of the crew had basically leaked it.
Well, and at the point, it didn't matter because of the information we had. Everyone knew, so they just went ahead and went for it.
They had essentially leaked it and confirmed it, whereas before it was speculation, high chance of it happening. And I text Steven, I'm like, "Do you want to know what it is?" Like at that point, I'm just like, "Man."
And Steven's like, "Damn it, he got me."
No, Steven is like, "Bitch, I already knew."
That's exactly what I did. And I had that same smirk on my face when I sent that text also.
I really wish you were within a 1 mile vicinity of me. If you could have heard my anger. Just
oh man. Yeah, so
you get in the car and I'm like, "I got a bone to pick with you, motherfucker."
That's a bone.
You knew the whole time.
Yeah, I've got a fossil to pick with you.
Oh my god.
Oh man. And
should we save it or just go into it now since we're already on the story?
I mean, since we're here, we'll just talk about it real quick.
All right. So weirdly,
spoiler free,
obviously, because it doesn't.
Yeah.
For another.
Yeah, it hasn't come out yet.
So I found this was interesting. What they normally do is they play trailers, and then they usually have the filmmakers come out and say, "Surprise! This is our movie." So that happens, but someone from the theater came over and was like, "Congratulations, guys! Be sure to turn off your phones." Blah blah blah. Our experience was not unique. Apparently, this was a scripted moment by the studio to have someone from the theater come out and give a speech, like reminding you to turn off your phones and all that, and how this was a special kind of thing.
Wow. Yeah, because we just thought that was pretty cool because
we normally get that at our art house, but it was like, oh wow, well that's special for
Mm-hmm.
a regular multiplex.
Yeah.
And
Turns
then,
out.
unfortunately, that was the peak. That was the highlight of our whole movie experience right there.
Yeah.
Take it away, Steven. Just take it away.
Man, this movie. You want the highlight, the high note of the movie? It is better than Dominion. It's better than the last movie, but incrementally better.
I
Just
didn't see
incrementally.
Dominion because every single person I knew or
Yeah,
heard
it's
or saw
Dominion. It's terrible.
violently hated it.
Yeah, it's a franchise low. So this one is slightly above that. We were promised more horror elements. We didn't really get them. We didn't really get them. All we got was Scarlett Johansson playing a mercenary that never mercenaries and just smirks like her way through the entire fucking
Would you
movie.
say she's a smirkenary?
She is a smirkenary. I'd say that indeed.
I've been holding that since your fucking TikTok video.
Oh yeah. I even put a picture of her smirking as a receipt.
It's interesting watching the trailer for this movie because I commented it's a Marvelification of Jurassic Park, and it's funny because all those issues I had with the dialogue being quippy are gone from the movie. Like all like the did you just say this? Like that's not in the film at all.
Yeah.
But it has like the tone of a Marvel film. Essentially, it undercuts all the horror or anything scary that happens with this shit-eating grin people have. This, oh, I know Susie just died, but we got to be on the mission. So let's go, everybody. Like it's like person just got fucking ate, man.
And they try to add drama to it by just making the characters fucking miserable. When they have time
where characters just sit down and go, here are my problems.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Characters know this. They know each other.
Yeah. I actually feel like the newer dinosaur designs were not great also.
So lame. Like obviously there's a big bad dinosaur in this movie. And I swear to God, it looks like they took the Hell Knight from Doom 2016 or the Hell whatever from Doom 3 and put it on a dinosaur. Like the head. Like
the head, that makes sense.
Like forehead on a T-Rex.
That forehead looked weird.
It did. It literally just looked like a Doom creature with an extra pair of arms.
My feeling about this movie, I don't want to go into it too much because we could accidentally spoil, but what I will say, I said in my review, is that the script feels like the script for a theme park attraction more than a movie. And the action sequences is that if you just give up on any logic, there's one or two that are actually okay, but they feel scripted for a ride. Like I wouldn't be surprised if we get a Jurassic Park river ride in the next 3 or 4 years.
They already have a river ride, but I guess if they want to re-theme it, they could.
Yeah.
But I mean, there are moments in here like physics don't work in some areas to where literally you and I raised our hands going like
what? Yeah, what?
Where we're going, we don't
grasping.
need
And I mean, no, seriously, like sharp object plus inflatable thing equals
nothing. Equals nothing.
Equals
everything's
fine. And you're like, no, that's not how the physics works.
Yeah.
If I take a pin to a balloon, it pops. Well, that's not happening here. The CGI ranged from all right, it was fine,
to bad.
There's one scene. There's a scene involving a cliffside, and oh my god, it's shockingly bad. I turned to you in theater and went, "That's some good CGI right there." Oh boy!
And right when we looked away from each other back at the screen, they cut to it again. And I'm like, "You showed it again! You did it again! Why are you showing it again?" Why? Yeah, it's not good. It's bad. It's not a good movie.
Really, really bad. The script is really, really bad. Frankly, the direction seems like flat compared to Gareth Edwards' previous films. It had bad pacing. The first hour is like I fell asleep for about 10 seconds. I fell asleep.
The entire core cast are all good actors.
Yeah.
So there's no reason their performances should be bad except from bad direction and a shitty script. And I think both of those things are true.
I always hate when actors are given a shitty hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it feels like the studio said, make it safe. Well,
Mm-hmm.
we're making a Jurassic Park film. We got to have a kid in the film.
I think at this point, yeah, and that kid and that family has no bearing. They have no bearing on the script whatsoever.
Fucking do anything to the plot.
No.
They just show up to delay the film and
Yeah.
literally do nothing.
Yeah.
You know, without going into further detail, but you have an entire side story that does not contribute at all to your A
To the story. Yeah.
Then you need to cut it.
Yeah.
I think at this point, they need to just put this franchise to bed unless
It needs to be fossilized.
the only thing they can do at this point is something that they won't do because it's too expensive. The franchise has gotten too expensive to do, which is go to the source material, go to the book, go full science like the book, and then go full horror.
Full horror. If you
and make
read
it
the book,
R-rated.
It is fucking scary. Like
Yeah.
when people die in that book, it's disturbing. It
Yeah.
is horrific. The way that Michael Crichton described like Dennis Nedry's death, he's hoping for a quick death as his guts are being ripped open. It's like you need to go back to that and just
So would you say the river scene that you guys are talking about, trying to remain spoiler free, but would you say that river scene is reminiscent to the one in the first book?
yes.
Okay.
It's trying to lean into that a little bit.
I mean, we got all the references. There are a bunch of references to the
There
first
are.
film. Like literally the only reference to a character, they mention one character in passing, and that's it. If
And
you
it's
didn't see,
really bad.
yeah, if you didn't see any of the Jurassic World films,
You'd
there's
never
a
know.
wall of text that explains the world, and that's it. Literally nothing. I mean, frankly, okay, screw it. It's in the first 3 minutes. They explained that this.
Why do we do that? Why do we get here? Why do we get here where Zach has to even do a minor spoiler?
No, I'm asking you a question. At the very beginning of the film, like very, very beginning of the film, they say it's been, 35 years?
Yeah, something like that. I don't remember. It's 35 or 37, something like that.
Is that referring to Jurassic Park or Jurassic World?
I think that's referring to Jurassic Park.
Okay.
To the very beginning, yeah.
I didn't know if we were going 25 years in the future or if
we were
going back to 94.
No, I think that's referring to Jurassic Park because there's another time jump that I don't want to talk about.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, so I think that's clearly referring to that.
Okay, because that's what I was referring to. Basically, apparently dinosaurs exist now, but it's been 34 years since they showed up.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
And you talked about this in your TikTok, but I am sick and goddamn tired of this film franchise gaslighting me to believe that people would get tired of seeing fucking dinosaurs. Let me ask you, Tina.
I didn't talk about it to that degree, sir. I used a reference that no one's going to get till they see the movie.
Well, they did this in Jurassic World. They tried to do that too, and I'm like, fuck you. Like,
all right, moving on.
Pandas, you're like, oh shit, pandas, cool.
Moving on. This is where Zach starts tripping and spoiling. Moving on.
Stupid to suggest like, oh no, people don't like dinosaurs anymore. Fuck you.
Zach, stop, sir. What the fuck? What the fuck?
It happens in the first 5 minutes. No.
Don't give away. It doesn't matter. No one's seen the shit. Doesn't matter. If I haven't seen it and I'm excited, I don't want 5 minutes of it ruined.
I just want to say this. It happened in the
news about
first
that
5 minutes. Spoiler, coming from the guy who got upset and I said the Wicked Witch's sister died.
That's different, though. That is completely different, though.
No, it's not.
It's really not. It's not.
That is. How about if I just said, "Hey, blank character in Jurassic World dies"? You'd be like, "Well, what the fuck? I wouldn't want to know that."
Nick says if Jurassic. Nick says in the chat if Jurassic Park were a real place, he'd go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Same. I would too.
Yeah, you go on the discount days.
Yeah, of course. You go after 4 so you can get the express pass.
Get the Groupon.
Yeah, exactly. All right, moving
is,
on. Moving the fuck on.
No. All I'm saying is, please do not go see this film. It's a giant piece of shit. Please
I want to
don't.
end this particular discussion with saying, I like that for me, I didn't win this in Film Ball, so it's not going to affect my numbers. But that just means that everybody who went to go see it, they're not going to go see it again. So that's their money loss.
Exactly.
Please don't see it. Please, guys.
Here's what this is what I think though. This movie, like Dominion, was worse than this, and it still made $1 billion. That's all I'm saying.
Did it?
Yeah, it sure did.
I need to confirm that because
Well, go look.
Fucking
Go look right now while I go into the box office for this.
Yeah, do that.
Number 10 over the weekend was Sinners, still in the top 10. Fucking awesome. 115 million. It made 277 so far.
God damn it! Why did it have to make $1 billion?
I told you. Number 9 is The Phoenician Scheme. It made $255,000. 16 million in total. Damn. So yeah, actually, I read that wrong. It's 115,000 that Sinners made. And then
There it is. I'm blaming China. China did 157 million on Dominion.
No, for sure it is.
Just
yeah.
And
fuck you.
domestically, first 4 weeks, only 341 million. So
376 domestically total. It's just
Yeah. Nick says I'd go because my aunt worked there and got me VIP passes. Same. I'd go because your aunt worked there. Final Destination is at number 8. It made $305,000. Made $135 million so far. Fun, little movie.
Hey,
Number 7 is what?
Are you looking at the right?
Oh fuck! Am I looking at the wrong?
Yeah, you're looking
yeah,
at the wrong one.
Oh shit! I was gonna say these numbers seem really low to me.
Sinners is not in the top 10. Number 10, actually. Let's redo it. Starting with the top 10, we
All
got
right.
the Kubera.
What is that?
It made $1.7 million.
Where is this
week.
fucking list?
It's a Bollywood film, I think.
Steven, you were looking at the weekly instead of the weekend.
That's what it is. Yeah, I see.
It's a Bollywood movie there.
Okay.
Number 9, Final Destination's Bloodline.
Still in the top 10. Hey.
Made 1.8 million. It's made 134 million.
Well, at least that was correct.
Number 8 is Karate Kid Legends. It's
So
2.3 million, 49
I saw
million. Nobody went and saw this.
I saw it the other day. It's absolutely whatever. I mean, it's
It's an unsalted cracker.
yeah. My favorite part of it is the way it the tie into Cobra Kai. That's my favorite part of it. But yeah, it's not that it's bad. It's not bad. It's just very, very, very formula. It's of that formula in such a bland way. It doesn't do anything new. Yeah.
Number
All
right.
7.
Number
is
7.
Ballerina. Made $4.5 million this weekend with the total so far at 51.08.
Ballerina is a good movie. People need to go see that movie. It's actually a good time. But I feel like they're not going because it's a female-led film, and I just think that's bullshit.
No, because the trailers look frankly bad.
Yeah.
It took over from Zach. I'm sorry.
Well,
No, go ahead.
Well, in number 6, we have Materialists, grossing another 5.8 million. It's grossed 23.9 million in its second weekend here. Fuck this movie.
I was going to say we have talked this one to death. Moving on.
Number 5, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. It's 6.4 million this weekend. It's grossed 178, which I think is almost like a series high. That's a shame.
also fuck this movie.
That's a shame. Fuck this movie.
Yeah, not great. Mm-mm.
Number 4, we got Lilo and Stitch. Made 9.7 million. It's grossed $386 million. I hate everybody. I hate everybody.
And I like that one. I like that one. It's good.
I hate everybody. I hate people that have this in Film Ball. I hate people that have. I hate
not the local hatred.
Well, speaking of hating Disney, we got Elio at number 3. It made 20.8 million, which is in its opening weekend. Which
and that is
one of
for
the lowest
Pixar.
grossest Pixar movies, right?
Yeah, and it's a Pixar low, and it really is the fault of Disney at this point because they didn't market it. And you know what? It's actually
Disney's fault.
It's actually a really good movie. I had a great time with Elio.
Also, maybe releasing your Pixar film in between Lilo and Stitch and How to Train Your Dragon, possibly a bad idea. Also, undermarket it.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. Wonder why it didn't gross money.
Yeah, it's like they did not care about this movie at all, and it's actually really good.
Like, I had a feeling like this one probably would have done a lot better maybe in like the fall bracket.
Yep.
Yeah, November, this would have
Yeah.
But
Especially like
it could have possibly gotten crushed by Wicked.
yeah, but here's the thing, it's like Wicked, you get your teenagers, you get your older crowds. All right, you guys go see Elio, we're gonna go see Wicked. Have a family day at the theater.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or
Absolutely.
even September. I don't know. I feel like it's being crushed by two other properties that for kids right now. It's just a bad time.
And they didn't give a fuck. And in this movie, it went through a big time retooling because the original version of it had Elio being accidentally abducted by aliens.
Yeah.
And they changed it, and you can see it in between the teaser trailer and the last trailer that came out, where the story was changed.
Interesting.
It's changed for the better. Like it's a really good little movie. I liked it a lot.
At this point, I honestly believe Disney has given up on any original Pixar material. Unless it's a rehash of like Inside Out, Toy Story, they're not going to market it as well as those.
I do feel like that. I feel like they're literally just shitting on Pixar as much as they can, especially since they're doing their own stuff now. They just don't give a shit.
Unless it's a known property, I don't think they'll market it as hard as they do those other properties. Which is disgusting.
It's a damn shame because once we get to Toy Story 5, the most unnecessary film of all time.
No, Toy Story 4 was the most unnecessary film of all time. How could it get any worse?
Well, because there's another one. Like Toy Story 4 was the most unnecessary film of all time. But now there's a fifth one. Yeah, it looked great. The water effects and stuff look amazing in it, but that's it.
Yeah, that rainy scene at the beginning, I was like, this is amazing. You don't need this though, guys.
Yeah, we just do a short film with that water effect. And be very happy. Yeah.
Well, speaking of something not needed, number 2, we have 28 years later.
I think you mean 28 inches later.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
All I know about this movie is the giant zombie dog.
It's so big. It's distractingly big in the film. You're just like, God damn. I mean, for real, it's like 8 inches, and he's running towards a kid. Like, and you're like, oh shit.
I saw one TikTok content creator. She was like, finally. Now men know what women go through in horror movies when all of a sudden there's this big, perfect breast right in your face. How's it feel, boys?
I mean, all of the violence in that movie, Zach got the most traumatized by that big old floppy penis.
Yeah, because all the violence that happens in it, I was going, yeah, motherfucker. Like, it actually brought the gore in terms of the practicality of it all.
It did.
Unfortunately, it brought the practicality of a penis, a big old penis, too. But it's obviously not a real one because there's a kid.
Honestly, I will say I'm glad that it is flaccid because a raging zombie erection is a little too weird for me.
It wouldn't be the first zombie film I've seen to have that.
Yeah, that's true.
The sadness is in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay, Steve, we haven't talked about 28 years. You take it ahead.
Okay, so 28 years. This is the thing that annoys me about the discourse about 20 years later is people are like, oh, all you wanted was more of the same. No, I didn't necessarily want more of the same. I just wanted good. I wanted more good. And this movie to me is not good. The first 45 minutes of it is more the same in a lot of ways. But then it takes a turn without giving us any emotional depth to that turn, which leads us into a lot of weird character decisions that really feel just like plot devices and have no context. And then the other thing is there is so much social commentary happening, socio-political commentary happening in this movie that it's weighted down by that. I love that about Alex Garland usually, but I feel like that stepped in front of the script and kind of ruined the movie. It should be subtext. It shouldn't be the
It literally cuts to like, and this is the theme. It's like you should be able to pick that up without having to directly show us stock footage, buddy.
We got it.
It's interesting because the trailers for this film, I mean, they really didn't show what this movie was about at all. It was kind of just it's zombies. The more time that goes by, and it's almost been a week, but like I'm on your side where it's like the more time that settles, I'm like the less and less I like this film. And the discourse online has been either it's mid, like 2.5 stars out of 5, or like 5 stars. These people are geniuses, and I'm like,
I've yet to see a 5-star review.
I've seen
the
a
ones
few
that I've seen are very mid and very disappointed.
I've seen both, and it's baffling to me. There are choices characters make, specifically in that second half, that made me literally lean forward and go, "What are you doing?"
And I think that there's one character in the second half that they don't flesh out enough. They just have this character doing shit, and you're like, how are you even surviving? How are you even a person at this point?
This character has things that would be impossible to have a supply of 28 years after the fall of society. So, and I literally had to Google, like, how did this person have this? Is it possible to make it? Like, how does this person have this? Is it, is it something that anybody can do? The answer is no.
And the problem is, I guess the biggest sin of this movie that I didn't think that these two filmmakers would fall victim to is set up for other movies.
It is literally a giant trailer for other movies.
And I knew there was going to be more movies. They're trying to do 3 or whatever, but I thought for sure that these two filmmakers, being, auteurs, really, would have their own movie. They would just have their own movie, and that would be it. And then the other movies would build on top of that. But that is not what this movie does. And I would say at least half the movie is just setting up other shit.
Especially the last 5 minutes, people complain because it shifts in tone hard the last 5 minutes. And I don't know. I'm kind of like, it was my brain was like, what the fuck is happening? It was baffling.
The thing is if I loved the rest of the movie, that aggressive shift kind of probably would have had me excited, because I'm like, oh, whoa, this is some wild shit right here. I got to know what's going on with this.
Exactly. But the film, it's like a movie. Okay, so this movie is almost like in neutral. It's never in gear. Like, you can feel yourself moving forward a little bit because you think the ground you're on might be at a slant, so you're technically moving forward, but the car is never in gear.
Yeah.
It always felt like, okay, are we going? No, we're not going. Are we, is it happening?
The movie does work. Danny Boyle knows how. The things that do work, he knows how to build tension and anxiety. And there's some good scenes of that. But the story that happens around that, it's just not working.
Yeah, it's not that I didn't care.
Well, there's one character you're supposed to care a lot about, and I just didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't. I felt nothing for that character.
And frankly, there's, there I'm not. Basically, there was a emotional scene that was supposed to happen, and I was confused at like, what's really going on here? Are we doing this? Why are we doing this? This is weird. Why are we? Huh? A lot of people say like, oh, I teared up during that scene, but I was mainly confused at the motivations behind their.
I wasn't really confused, but I wasn't affected, and I wanted to be. I was hoping to be.
Either I was kind of just going, why are we doing this? Huh?
Yeah,
I can't go into.
All right, we've got to move on. We got a lot to talk about. But I ended up giving the movie a 2 out of 5, I think, because it had some scenes that I liked, but it just isn't there.
I wish they shot it on an XL1. They should have just done it.
Right? Yeah, because we didn't even talk about the production of the movie. The production is...
They shot it with primarily with iPhones, and...
that footage looks bad. It looks bad.
It's not low quality. It just looks bad.
Yeah.
And number 1 this weekend was How to Train Your Dragon with $36.5 million. Total gross so far is $160 million.
How to Train Your Dragon, unnecessary movie, but that said, it's fucking great. It's great. I loved it. I had a great time with it.
The original or the remake?
It's a tough one. I would lean into the original still, because I like the animation style and all that stuff, and it definitely adds to it. But they're almost the same movie. So
then, what's the point? You're like, it's a great film, and I'm like, it's just the original again.
Well, I mean,
we got actors up against the.
I wonder if like some of these remakes are like, oh, it's because I didn't want to like crush on animated characters. I needed them to be real.
That's funny.
we need an advertisement for another Universal ride.
And there's definitely that. That is 100% a thing. But outside of that, though, I'm just telling you, it's a fun movie. It's fun. It's a good time. And we got something to deal with in the chat.
Yeah, camera there.
Yep. But anyway, moving on. Opening this weekend, Megan 2.0 currently at 63% on Rotten Tomatoes, and F1 the movie at 87% on Rotten Tomatoes. So now,
can I just really quickly say I hate the logo, the font they went with for F1, because all I can see is "fee." Every time I look at it, I see "fee," the movie. I don't see F1. I see "fee."
I don't see that. I don't.
It annoys me.
I also don't love it. I just have no care about it. Really, it doesn't affect me.
Want to know what does affect you?
Yeah, I do want to. Yeah, that's what I want to know.
All right, let's start with our Discord games. In the first Discord game, in fourth place is Steven with $157.6 million. In third place is Kevin with $196.1 million. In second place is Adam with $218.8 million.
Wait. Let me get this straight. Where was I in this list?
You're bottom. You're number 4.
Damn it.
And in first place with $601 million is Crystal. So
yeah, she's going to be tough to beat, man.
She's pretty much guaranteed her win right there. In the other Discord game, in sixth place with negative $9.4 million is Samantha. In fifth place with $3.5 million is Steven. In fourth place with $186.7 million is Nick. In third place with $197.7 million is Frenchie. In second place with $218.8 million is Marcus. And surprise, surprise, first place with $558.2 million is Crystal.
Damn it. She is owning her games right now.
She very much is, and she has still a few more to come out for both games.
Yeah, I think the TikTok game she's playing in, the only issue she's going to have is the fact that Adam has Jurassic World and Superman. Yeah, those are the big issues there. But yeah, she is definitely winning one, and I think depending on how Superman does, she could still win that other one too.
Yeah, she very well could. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there she is in the chat. Yay me. Yeah, she's got a hell of a game going. In our game, though, it's really a Nico game at this point. We're gonna see.
Is it? Because in our game, fifth place with $5.5 million is Nathan.
Mm-hmm.
In fourth place with $71.5 million is Nico.
Mm-hmm.
In third place with $196.9 is Zach. In second place with $266.6 is Steven.
Coming back, baby.
And in first place with, again, $601.9 million is me.
You. That's true. Wait, what else do you have? Do you have other big stuff coming?
I don't have
That's
any
it?
other big stuff. I have a lot of trickle stuff. So I have The Naked Gun. I have Honey Don't. I'm still pulling in some money from Ballerina.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just trickling in.
Right.
I just finished up my Lilo and Stitch run, so that'll
Yeah, so
tap my
but
big spending.
Nico has that one-two punch of Fantastic Four and Superman, though. That's scary.
He does. So we'll see. Either
Nathan
way, the
has
trophy's staying here.
Nathan has Jurassic World, correct?
Nathan has Jurassic World. I know
Yeah.
what he did last summer. He has Together, Freakier Friday,
Oh, he's not winning.
Don Da Don, and
Of course.
Megan 2.0.
Yeah, he's not winning. He still might jump in here in a little bit. He is off. He had stuff going on. If he can get done in time, he'll be here. All right. Well, that is the Fantasy Film Ball update. Let's get into some stories here. Starting with you.
So, Stephen King's The Stand is getting a new adaptation, with Paramount securing Doug Liman to direct the new adaptation of the author's apocalyptic 1978 tome. That is right, like Lyman. Is it Lyman?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
That's correct.
Lyman will also produce, along with Tyler Thompson of Cross Creek Pictures, with the two previously collaborating on American Made, which, if you guys remember, is based on a true story starring Tom Cruise. The Stand, with those who are unfamiliar, takes place in the aftermath of a pandemic caused by a weaponized virus dubbed Captain Trips, where the survivors are either swayed by the forces of good or the forces of evil. Personified by Randall Flagg, who would go on to become a recurring figure in some of King's other works, most notably the Dark Tower series. In 1990, King did update and expand the novel, moving the events from 1980 to 1990, and including more than 400 pages that were cut from the initial printing, which made it the longest King work, just edging out its 1,100 pages. So The Stand has been adapted twice before, if you remember, in 1994, as an ambitious ABC miniseries that was spread across 4 nights, starred Gary Sinise. I cannot tell if I'm saying his name right.
That's right.
Lowe, Ruby Dee, Ed Harris, Molly Ringwald. And again, as a 2020 9-episode limited series for Paramount Plus. 2020 version was notable for reshuffling the events of the novel and for a new coda written by King himself with his son Owen King. That version starred Alexander Skarsgård, James Marsden, Amber Heard, and Greg Kinnear. And while there have been a number of attempts over the years for a theatrical version of The Stand, including by the Harry Potter team of Yates and screenwriter Steve Kloves, they were attempting to mount a massive multi-film franchise. None ever saw their way into completion. So, question is, will Lyman, whose last 3 movies were direct to streaming, Lockdown for HBO Max, Roadhouse for Prime, and Instigated for Apple TV, will he be able to crack the curse and get Captain Trips back to the big screen?
I just don't see it.
I don't. No, this is 100% not going to happen.
I just don't see how. And Doug Liman,
take a book that's 1,000 pages and make it into one, I'm assuming, 3-hour hard R rated film.
That's what it sounds like. Didn't we learn from the Dark Tower? I mean, we should have learned.
Well, Dark Tower was a 90-minute PG-13.
I know, but
shit.
that's another heavy Stephen King book that I don't think you could do in a single movie.
No, I mean, even it, like his other super long tome, had to be broken up at least into 2 parts, and even then, you couldn't fit everything in that book.
Oh yeah, they
really needed to have been in there.
Yeah.
So.
And
I the only thing I can think of is, surprise, there's a part 2, and we announced it at the end of part 1.
Yeah.
Or part 3-parter. I mean, like you said, this thing was a 4-night event in 94, a 9-episode thing in 2020.
To do justice to this piece of work, it needs to be at least a 3-parter.
Yeah, I agree.
At least 6 hours worth of content.
At least 6 hours. Yeah. It's just because what makes it good is the world building that's happening.
Yes.
And you're going to have to take so much of that out. It's not the way the way the story ends, because I don't believe I was just talking about this. It doesn't stick the landing, this story. I don't think.
No, because it's stupid. The literal hand of God comes down.
It's awful.
It's off a nuke. It's like, come on, man. Like, that's so bad. And it's been done. It's been done like twice now, and it's still bad.
Yeah.
And we're only 4 or 5 years out from the previous attempt at doing this one. It's just kind of weird to me that we're going back to it. Especially when
like there's this big hurrah for a Stan remake. Like,
it's interesting because there's been like 2 Stephen King things to come out this year, and we're gonna get The Long Walk.
The Long Walk is coming,
which I can see that being a 2-hour movie.
Yeah, that's a perfect book for a movie adaptation.
Yeah,
and cinematically, it's going to be interesting to look at too, I think.
Yeah, and The Stand is like, no.
And we also have The Running Man coming.
Oh yeah, The Running Man, which is another good like 2-hour, hour.
Well, that one's a novella. It's not even really a full
what I'm
book.
saying is, if you wanted to expand it to 90 minutes or 100 minutes or even 120 minutes, you can. With the Stand, you're going. You got too small a canvas to tell this painting.
Yeah,
and I just don't see this happening.
Well, and also you also have Doug Liman doing it, so I mean,
as saying it, Chief.
Yeah, I watch it if it does happen. Yeah, because I love the story.
Yeah,
I love the story.
This was one of the funny enough. The Stand and Tommy Knockers were what my mom used to get me into Stephen King. Oddly enough, the Tommy Knockers. Our dog, when I was growing up, our dog was named Kojak. It was my favorite dog I've ever had aside from Shadow. Yeah. So it's like, I grew up in a Stephen King household. The Stand is pretty iconic, especially that 1994 miniseries, because oh my God, it was like, for a year and a half, she just had it on repeat. She had the VHSs, that and it. It's like, I grew up with I never had a clown phobia because I was just so desensitized to Tim Curry's Pennywise. And with The Stand, it's like, it's almost like a holy grail for me, those Stephen King works. I was very happy with the It iteration that we got in the late teens. So, that...
You know what's funny with It is I liked the first movie a lot.
I like the kids version a lot more, yeah.
Yeah, and the second movie it was okay. But then looking back at the miniseries, when you watch the miniseries, the kids half of the miniseries is the best part there also. Yeah. I just think it's hard to do that second half.
It's the powerlessness of the kids, and it's like, you expect them to be powerless. As adults, you're like, come on now, fuck off. I will say in the later adaptations, the more recent ones, I am very thankful that we got the Paul Bunyan, because that was one of my favorite scenes in the book.
Yeah.
So I was very happy that we got that. It wasn't quite as I imagined it from the book. There was a couple of key beats that it missed, but either way, at least we didn't get child orgy in the sewers, so... Hey.
Yeah, I'm happy that both iterations of that one we did not have to have child orgy in the sewer. I still wanted
the smokehouse scene. We got I still wanted the smokehouse scene. Yeah.
So I will recommend. I had mentioned to Crystal. I hope she's still in the stream there. That I love that book, and she recommended a book to me called Swan Song, from 1987, I think, and it's from a writer named Robert R. McCammon. And it very much is like if you imagine The Stand, except more violent, with even more world building and more character development, and it sticks the landing.
Nice.
I recommend that book, and apparently there is a series in development, like a mini series. It's been in development, hell, it seems like, but Yeah, I recommend that to go check it out. It's very good.
I'm still trudging my way through because I know that there's another one that either is coming out or has just come out of the Bill Hodges, Holly Gibney universe, which for you guys, if you haven't read the Mr. Mercedes, the Bill Hodges trilogy,
Yeah, I haven't read
man,
those. Mm-mm.
it's really good. That first opening scene with King, you expect he doesn't pull punches. But man, that first opening scene, it was a year after I just had Evie, and there's a baby, and it hit hard. So highly recommend that. But yeah, I know that there's I think another Holly Gibney book coming out. So he's not short on content that he can make. So it's
no. Yeah, I'm still hoping, since we're talking about King adaptations, I'm still hoping for an adaptation of The Institute. I've read that book twice.
Yeah, I actually finished that book last year thanks to your recommendation.
I think Stephen King doing X-Men, really.
Yeah,
or New Mutants, specifically New Mutants.
Yeah.
And it would be fucking great. It'd be a great miniseries. They could do that in a movie. I could see that done in a movie, but a miniseries would be even better. And it's just, there's no reason. The point of this is there's no reason to keep going back to the well on these same books.
Yeah,
he has a shit ton of stuff. He's got plenty of content.
It's like I get like the whole pandemic issue and trying to relate it to recent events, but you got so much better material right now to tie into reaching out to the audience that's currently watching stuff.
Yeah. Hear me out.
Go on.
If I said, we got a new adaptation coming out, it's called The Life of Chuck. You're like, oh, who's that by? But if I told you, hey, we got an adaptation of The Stand coming out, you're like, oh shit, that's Stephen King, and that's why these are getting the treatment.
Yeah, I mean,
that's why even if it's a good Stephen King story, that's why it's not getting the treatment.
Well, yeah, but to that same vein of thought, it's like if you told a lot of people, like, hey, we're actually making Fairy Tale, it's like, fuck yeah, I would be totally up for a fucking Fairy Tale.
The anime?
And I also kind of push back on that example a little bit, because you could take almost any of King's stories that no one have heard of and stick his name at the top.
Oh yeah.
And do some real marketing behind it, and it's going to make money. Yeah. It's the only thing about Life of Chuck is because Stephen King is horror. He's known for horror, and the Life of Chuck clearly isn't. So it's gonna have a little bit harder time finding its audience. And also, they didn't market that movie worth a shit either.
Yeah.
They could, without spoiling it, because that's a hard movie to market. But I mean, my point is, we're not talking about us. We're talking about common clay people of the land.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I know. These are. This is why Carrie's been remade like 3 times.
Reference.
Yeah. They keep redoing Carrie, and they need to stop. It's been done perfectly as one time, and we're good. We're good. All right, let's move on to this breaking news.
That's right. This literally came out like right before we went live here. But are y'all excited for the next James Bond movie after No Time to Die? What's that? You're not? Let me help you with that. So we got a new person just announced to direct the next James Bond film. Would anyone like to take a guess?
I couldn't hazard a guess.
All right.
I have the answer sheet, so I'm not going to guess.
Well, okay. Well, Steven can't guess. Anyway, Denis Villeneuve is slated to direct the next James Bond film from Amazon.
I feel like he might bring a little bit more spice to it.
Look, this man, I'm going to be real. Even though I wasn't a huge fan of Dune Part 2, I feel like I'm a minority on that. This man's on a goddamn roll. Okay, like we're talking one of the greatest roles of cinema history. Holy shit!
This is a director that if he's touching it, I'm watching it. That's just
if he's touching it. I'm like, I'm in, boys. I was in.
What an interesting choice for a director.
But here's the weird part. So he's got Dune Messiah to make.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing Rendezvous with Rama. He's doing a Cleopatra remake. When is this guy gonna fucking make this? Like,
and which one of these other movies is going to fall off and not actually happen?
it's gonna be Rendezvous with Rama, and you know it because that movie's cursed.
Yeah,
It's cursed. I mean, I guess I'm assuming this is after Dune Messiah, but that's not for another 3 or so years. So this is going to be 5 or so years.
Well, they got plenty of time to write a script. Hopefully, they write a good one.
I mean, hopefully we can get some new writers in here and get the old crew. I hate to say it, but it's time.
Yeah, it's time for the old guard to step aside. It is.
Yeah.
The only problem with this movie are if the old writers stay, that's a problem. But the other problem that really concerns me is Amazon.
Well, I mean, they chose Denis Villeneuve. If that's not a sign of,
well, of course they did. I mean, he's such a banner name for the movie. It's just I feel like, I don't know. Anytime a tech company is involved in art, it's just, at this point, it's not good. Netflix has messed up. One of the few companies, I guess, it really hasn't. Well, they've messed up too. I was going to say Apple, maybe, but
Apple's had a few less misses for sure.
Yeah,
they still had some questionable.
Yeah, I hate that. I don't know. I guess I just hate that Amazon owns MGM now. I just hate it.
I mean, I agree. But then again, all the MGM films that come out are original, and they're taking big swings. So
yeah,
I mean, we'll know after this comes out. But like,
man,
I don't know. I kind of look at this and go, maybe I'm wrong. I mean, maybe I'm wrong here.
That is not the director that I would never have guessed.
But now, pipeline director for me,
right? Now suddenly it sucks because I'm kind of hyped to see what he would do with a Bond movie, and we're going to be waiting like 5 years.
Yeah, I mean,
can
we be real? Is Greg Fraser going to be DP, or are they going to go back to the GOAT?
The GOAT?
Roger Deakins.
How old is Roger Deakins getting to, though?
I know, but Roger Deakins did Blade Runner 2049.
I know.
But
like, people can say what they want about Roger Deakins, but that man picks up a camera. That shit's gonna be pretty. Yeah. Shit is gonna be pretty.
It's like, is this Greg Fraser's chance at cinematography for a Bond film? And I'm like, if it is, I mean, that would be fucking lit too.
It could be.
On the plus side of such a long wait that we're looking at, it gives them plenty of time to find a good Bond.
Well, and they need to wait till closer. They don't need to find them now. They need to wait till a year before it's coming out or something, because we're just seeing all this stuff coming out because of Jurassic World, talking about Blade, and Mahershala Ali is great, but aging out.
Yeah. I mean, but like, listen to this run here. We go from Prisoners to Sicario to Arrival to Blade Runner 2049 to Dune Part 2.
It's just banger after banger.
I mean, as weak as Dune and Dune Part 2 is, they're head and shoulders above like a lot
everything else.
So when you look at that stretch, you're like, God damn.
Yeah. I don't know, man. That's good. It's good news. That is good news.
I'm kind of like, just when I thought I was out, because let's be real, No Time to Die had me fucking out of the Bond series. Like, I was
same.
I'm done with this. They pull me back in.
Yep.
They pull me back in.
All right. That's good news. So, other good news is there's physical media out this week. Did you know?
Oh, shit, there is?
There is.
No way.
Zach, I know you're going to be rushing to pick this one up. A Minecraft movie is out in Blu-ray, 4K, and limited edition steelbook. You better get that steelbook.
Oh, God.
I tell you what I am hyped for.
That was the free chicken.
Right? I'm hyped for this one, though. Dark City's out in the 4K from Arrow Video in a limited edition. I'll be getting that. The Monkey is out in 4K.
If you don't want to waste money.
Yeah. But Sorcerer is out in 4K Digipack.
Oh, shit. If you don't want to waste any money, boys.
You'd be getting that. Lethal Weapon is out in a 4K Steelbook. I like this movie, but I'm going to wait because I know there's going to be a box set. And I really would like to have maybe the first 3 of them. We'll see.
There's only 4.
I know. I don't.
There's
We
only
don't. We don't talk about the 4th one. We don't talk about that one.
But you're like, I'm gonna wait for the set. Hopefully, it only has 3.
No, it's gonna have no. It's gonna have 4. I'm just not gonna watch the 4th one.
I mean, yeah.
Hey, listen! I have the Jurassic Park box set back here that has unmentionables in it too, but I don't watch those.
You got that Batman Steelbook too. It's got
Sure
Batman
do.
Robin.
Sure do. If it's a cool package and cheaper than buying them individually, I'll get that Steelbook. All right. So also Looney Tunes Platinum Collection Volume 1 and Volume 2 are both out on Blu-ray. Snow White, new Snow White. You guys want that?
No.
And then finally, Novocaine is out in a new 4K release. The absolutely bland movie, but I'm sure some people like. But yeah, there's some good stuff this week.
It's like eating glue paste.
Yeah, I do think the Dark City is the one to get. I love that movie. If you haven't seen it,
Sorcerer.
oh, so well,
4K?
yeah, well, no, but Sorcerer, you wait for the sale. You wait for the sale.
Yeah, next week. You wait next week for the sale.
Yeah, but we're buying. We're talking about right
2
now,
days.
sir. Yeah, we're. Is it just 2? It starts this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah. Just when you
They-
thought you were out, they pulled you back in
Hey, expect a TikTok video of me and Zach going to Barnes and Noble.
and having utter disappointment at their lack of the shit we're looking for.
Lack of selection, right? What is your must buy this sale?
Must buy a Sorcerer. I'd really kill for that 7 Samurai. On
Yeah, I got that one. I got that one
the
before.
Nora on 4K. Like, it's gonna hurt. It's just gonna hurt, man. This one's gonna be like, yeah, this one's gonna. Here we go.
I think the ones that I'm really after are Bound.
I already have that. That's a good one.
Yeah, the Bound 4K and probably a Nora. Those are the 2 that I'm really. There's others, of course, but hopefully we actually can buy something in person. That's always the hope, right?
I'm fully kind of just expecting to go on to BarnesandNoble.com after our failed attempt at finding shit.
It hurts me so bad to do that, though. I feel like I gave up.
Well, at a certain point, you go, is it worth the gas to drive 26 miles to
the other location?
Barnes and Noble.
Yeah.
We only have one now, and hope that it's there.
I hope that's changing, by the way. I see that Barnes & Noble is starting to open stores again. Like, they're expanding this year, so I hope that changes. But yeah,
we have 2 locations. One that's 26 miles away, and the other one that is
closer.
No, it's not.
It's further. You're talking about
miles away in Murfreesboro.
Oh yeah, it is that far.
From my location.
42 miles. Yeah.
I used to live that Murfreesboro one. I used to live not even 5 miles away. It was so nice.
Are you and Nico going to pick up anything for the Criterion sale?
I want to. He wants to, but we just don't have the money. Having a kid is expensive, yo.
Yeah,
Also,
I bet.
my 4K player died, I think, so I got to get that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but it's 10 years old, sir.
I know. I'm not like, oh, I can't believe it. I'm just like, pour one out for my player tonight, boys. It finally
Right.
happens. You know, it's it's like your goldfish died. You're like, oh,
It's over.
Man. All right.
Alrighty. Well, it sounds like we brought this baby to an end. This was a eventful show.
Yeah.
Zach getting excited and spoiling shit like always.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I'm not going to be gaslit. I didn't spoil anything.
Not like Jurassic Park.
Hey, man, if it happens
Jurassic.
in the first 5 minutes, it's not really a spoiler. And now, if it happens after first act, like
Go on.
finding out that someone dies.
What if it happened like 50 years ago, bruh?
Yeah, what if somebody didn't put 2 and 2 together and then you force
Hey, no, don't blame me for your incompetency of making that are 50 years old.
and
You probably aren't living that down for a while, sir.
I really just, god damn it.
All right, Tina, where do we find you on the internet?
You can find me on most major social media under Cheddar Popper, CheddarPoppr.
And Nico, when he's here?
You can find all of his stuff on nicholasqualls.com on his link tree.
Zach and Boy?
You can find me on. Where am I?
Yeah, where are you? It got dark behind you all of a sudden.
Yeah, the sun went down. Instagram, Master of the Matrix 91. You can find me on Discord and Steam as a Dangerous Mute Lunatic. And of course, you can find me on Letterboxd as Master Z91.
All right, find me at all things OTS Movies, mostly OTS Movies on TikTok, Instagram, and Letterboxd. And of course, right here on the YouTube. We will see everybody next week.
Bye, everybody.